Hi everybody, Dusty from Discovery Lab in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm here to teach you guys a little experiment about motion and about gravity while we're exploring pendulums. So, you guys, if you want to do this with me, I'm going to go through all the materials we're going to need. We're going to need a cup of some kind. You could have plastic, styrofoam, or paper. You're going to need some string. You could use yarn, you could use thread, whatever you've got around. You're going to need some scissors to help you cut, some tape, and now for the big parts. You're going to want 2 stools or chairs that you can balance a stick on. Now, if you can find a broomstick, you can find a mop handle, you can find a dowel, you could even go outside and get a stick from the yard. You just need something that's pretty long, pretty straight, that you can balance between 2 stools or 2 chairs. If you only have 1 stool or 1 chair, I'll show you a quick workaround. You can tape your stick to the top of the stool, so that way you can see it keeps it held out straight, but unfortunately, can't hold much weight. So this would be last chance if you don't have 2 stools at the same height. You could also stack up blocks, bricks, anything to get it to the same height. You're also going to need some water and paper. I'm going to use a big sheet of paper right here. You could also use poster board. You could use construction paper, or you could even use plain printer paper. If you do use small paper like this, I would suggest that you use several sheets, because what we're going to make is going to be pretty big. If all we have is this little sheet, we're only going to capture a small amount of it. So, while you guys are grabbing your supplies, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about gravity and pendulums. So, you guys might have heard of the word gravity before. Gravity is a force between objects that pulls them together. The bigger the object, the stronger the force of gravity. Right now, the biggest thing that I'm close to is the Earth. So the Earth pulls things to it. So if I take my ball right here and I let it go, it gets pulled down to the Earth because of gravity. But you notice it also bounces. That's due to Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Whenever my ball hits the ground, the energy that it had from falling down gets reverberated and bounces right back up because it's nice and squishy and elastic. If I was to drop something a little bit harder, like a wooden ball here, make an awful noise, it wouldn't bounce as much because it's more solid. It doesn't let that little bouncer spring happen. Now, a pendulum is an object that's attached to a string, a thread, a chain, anything that's long and flexible. Now, I've made one here with some yarn and a wooden ball. What happens whenever I grab and pull this, I pull against gravity. So I'm adding energy to it. So the energy from my breakfast this morning lets me take my muscles and pull it up here. Now, my pendulum has something we call potential energy. It's not moving right now. It's still, but it has the potential or the capability to start moving. Now, if I let go of it, you see it swings back and forth, back and forth. That's because gravity wanted to pull it down out of my hand, but the place I've attached it to on the ceiling pulls it back up. So we get this sweeping back and forth motion. All right. Hopefully, you guys have had some time to grab your supplies. I want to walk you through how to create a pendulum and then use it to create some artwork. Now, I'm going to be using this right here, so it's easy for you guys to see. But you can see all that I've really got here are 2 legs and a stick in the middle. So I need to create my pendulum by using one of my containers. I think I'm going to use the clear cup so it's easy for you guys to see. I'm going to need to poke 2 holes in it. I can poke using scissors, I can use a needle, I can use a nail. Just be careful that you don't hurt yourself. So what I'm going to do to make certain I don't poke myself is I'm going to turn this cup down, I'm going to keep my fingers out of the way. I'm going to poke 1 little hole in the side of it using my scissors. Then I'm going to turn it over and poke one on the opposite side. It's okay if it's not perfectly in the opposite, but try to get it as straight across from everyone as you can. This is going to make sort of pendulum Works really well. All right, now, last but not least, I need to make a small hole in the bottom. Try and get it towards the middle. So again, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna poke towards the bottom right there. Oh, I'm gonna have to flip this guy over. Remember, keep your hands out of the way when you're doing stuff like this. You definitely don't wanna hurt yourself. Just get yourself a small, teeny tiny hole in the bottom of your cup. All right, that's gonna do that. So you can see I've poked 3 holes in my cup, 2 at the top, and then 1 at the bottom. Now I need to thread it through. So I'm gonna get a piece of string. I've already cut a piece right here. If you're using thicker string, you might have to make bigger holes. That's okay. If you guys have really, really thick thread and you don't think you're gonna fit it through, here's something you can do. You can actually take paper clips and hook paper clips through. So that way, instead of having to hook to your cup, you have an extra little hook right here on the side. So if you guys are having trouble, that's a little workaround you guys can use. I'm gonna do that to show you guys. I stick my paper clips through right there. Now, I've got these nice hooks right here I can use. I'm gonna take and tie my thread to the top. You can do this any way that you wanted to. If you want to do a square knot, if you wanted to loop it through, you can even tape it, honestly. I'm just gonna thread it through about like that, so that way it's on there nice and securely. I don't want it to be able to fall off. Now, I'm gonna attach both ends to my cup. If you guys had a hole in yours, this is where you thread it through. If you have the hooks, this is where we're gonna tie it to our hooks. Tie it through right there. And again, whatever knot works for you, you can do square knot, you can do granny knot, whatever you guys want. Just make certain it's on there nice and tight and snug. Try and make certain that you're getting them both the same length. Otherwise, our pendulum will be a little crooked. If it is a little crooked, that's okay. Just try and get it as close to center as you can. So now I have got my cup attached to my little frame right here. You can see mine's a little crooked. That's okay. I can kind of adjust them a touch. There we go. So you can see already that this guy will spin back and forth like a pendulum. So now it's time to set up for my painting area. Now this one might be a little bit messy, so have a towel on hand, or you can lay down newspaper, you can put down a plastic tablecloth, anything to try and keep the mess off the floor. I'm gonna take and unfold my paper, and I'm gonna set it right underneath my pendulum. Pick this guy up, set him right there. All right. So I've centered my pendulum over my paper, so that way I'm going to be able to see the path or the motion of my pendulum. I want to find a way to trace that motion. I'm going to use water for that. You could use just plain water because it will show up on the paper. However, if you'd like to, you can use a little bit of washable watercolor. You can use a little bit of food dye to give it a little bit of color. I'm going to be using a little bit of washable watercolor, so that was easier for you guys to see. Before I fill my pendulum with water, I need to seal the bottom so it doesn't just leak out. To do that, I'm going to take just a little piece of tape. Stick it right there on the bottom, just enough to close it, and don't worry, it's only going to be there for a second. I'm going to put a drop of my watercolor in here, and then fill it up with water. Now, the amount of water you put in here is going to do a lot of different things. For one thing, it's going to change the weight of your cup. You notice my light little cup right here, he swings for a little bit, and then he eventually slows down. What's happening is it's slowing down due to friction and air resistance. If you guys have never heard that word, friction is a force opposed to movement. If you've ever been running and you accidentally slid and skinned your knee, that was friction. If you guys want to feel friction real quick, take your hands, put them together like this. Rub really hard. You can feel some heat being created from the friction between your hands. That friction doesn't want your hands to move. And the energy that you're using to move your hands is turned into heat energy. Right now, it's rubbing right here. So there's actually heat being created at this point on my pendulum. I also have to deal with air resistance. If you guys have ever tried to run, you probably felt the air push back against you. That's because even though we can't see air, it exists. And same thing that we said earlier, Newton's third law of motion, for every equal and opposite reaction. As you push against the air wants to push back against you. So as my pendulum swings, it's running into all this air, and that air is pushing back against it, slowing it down. We also have gravity to deal with. Because gravity wants to pull it straight down. Gravity doesn't want to be swinging. It wants it to be heading straight down to the ground. Let's fill up with water, and let's get our pendulum going. So, got my pendulum attached. I've got a little bit of water in here. I've got a die right there. Got it centered. So now it's time to let it go. So, pick your pendulum up. Don't pick it up too high because you might spill the water to the edge. And with one movement, you want to be able to pull the table off and let it drop. I'm going to give it a little bit of a spin. I'm not going to let it go straight back and forth. If I let it go straight back and forth, I'm going to give more of a line. I want to get a really cool shape of it. So I'm going to push it a little bit to one corner rather than straight. So you can push it to this side or this side. Don't push it all the way over here because you might end up bumping into the edges. So I'm going to push it towards the corner and so let it spin. What's happening is that water is dripping out, and it's dripping out in the exact same pattern or motion that my pendulum is spinning. So I'm going to be able to see the motion of my pendulum after I'm done. Now, remember, I'm using some blue water so you guys can see it, but you can do this easily with plain paper and plain water. You could also do this outside on a sidewalk, and then you can see that really good, and it'll dry up eventually. So he's spun, and you can see energy. All that energy, all that motion that I put into my pendulum has been stopped due to air resistance and friction pushing against it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this guy up, get him out of the way, so I can show you guys how my creation turned out. All right, so I'm going to try to tip him up a little bit. Still a little bit wet, that's okay. But I can see that I have got this fun little spiral motion that's kind of headed out. And you can see it swung up here, and it kept making this rounded shape back and forth, back and forth. Now, this right here is pretty cool, but I think we could make this even cooler. What are you guys' ideas for a way to make this even bigger or cooler? I bet if you went outside, you could probably find a tree or something, and maybe some sand, and you could do a painting like this out in the sand. Or maybe you can have an adult, you've got a ladder, you could make a super huge one and let it spin all over the place. That'd be pretty cool too. You could also do this, then let a friend use a different color, and you can see how the layering of the colors works. You can also do this with sand, other paints. You could probably get ketchup and do it and make a really cool thing. So that's my first one. I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Now this is why we definitely want to keep a towel on hand because it's a little bit of a mess. So I'm going to wipe this guy out right here. Now, I definitely like things that are a little bit messy, but you got to make certain to clean up because people don't seem to like it when you get messy. We'll leave it for other people to clean up. If you're going to make them, we should clean them up ourselves. All right, I'm going to show you another version of this. So I'm going to get out this guy right here. So remember, this is if you don't have two thumbs, you're going to tape down your stick like so. So that way, it stays still and doesn't move. I don't want this guy to move. Now, the pendulum we did that first time is called a simple pendulum because it only has one point that it moves from, the point that it was tied. Let's make one that's a compound pendulum. In other words, it's going to move in two different ways. We're going to do that in a slightly different way. Now, you can use a cup again. I'm going to show you in an optional way. If you don't have cups hanging around, you can use an old bottle. Now, you guys can see what I've done. I've taken a nail, and I have just poked through the top of my bottle. So that way my bottle has a hole in it. Now, I'm going to cut my bottle so that way it's in the shape of a cup or so. Once again, be extra careful whenever you guys are using scissors. You don't want to hurt yourself. If you need an adult to help you, go on and get an adult. It's better to wait a minute and end up having to get, big old Band-Aid on your thumb. So I'm going to push this in here so that I can get and cut around so that I create sort of an upside down cone shape. you can see that the bottom is a lot smaller compared to the top on here. This one's a lot more pointy, a lot more tapering than this guy. That means that my liquid is going to drip out a little bit better than it does with this guy right here. I'm going to need to do the same steps that I did before. I can poke a hole, or you got a hole punch hanging around, you can use a hole punch for that too. I'm going to do that just as rapidly. Say, poke 2 holes on the opposite side. Now it's ready to go. Now remember, this one's going to be a compound pendulum. That means this is going to swing from 2 points, not 1. You can do this in a couple different ways. You could use 2 different materials. You could use something that's stiff, like a rod or a stick, and then attach it. I'm going to do this just by using string and then giving it 2 points to move from. So, you can get my string out. I'm going to get a little bit extra to make sure that I have enough. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread it through those 2 holes that I poked in. So that way, I get it all the way right here. Now, this one right here is going to be different, like I said, because instead of having 1 point, it's going to have 2 points. So to do that, I'm not going to tie 1 knot. I'm actually going to tie 2 knots. So I'm going to take one side, and I'm going to tie a knot over here. And again, whichever type of knot you can tie, if you guys have trouble tying knots, feel free to just grab a piece of tape, slap a piece of tape on the top of it so it doesn't move. It's okay. You just want it to be pretty nice and solid. Now, you're going to go over to your other side. So spread this one out so that way you can see we've got these guys right here. Now, I'm going to give it a lot of extra slack. I'm actually going to let it touch the ground because I'm going to do something next. It's going to take up a lot of that slack. So let it touch the ground and then tie it on right there. And again, granny knot, square knot, whatever knot you guys can tie, bunny ears knot, or if you have a couple of knots, just go ahead and put a piece of tape on it. So, right now, my pendulum doesn't swing very well because it's touching the ground. So remember that friction I was talking about, that opposition to movement? It's not going to let it move. So I'm going to take a little bit of my slack. I'm going to grab another piece of tape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up my string at a point about halfway. So about right here. So now what I've done here is I've made it where it's going to move in 2 different planes. So what that means is instead of just going in a spiral or back and forth, my pendulum is able to move in 2 ways. From here to here, it's able to go back and forth, back and forth. However, from here to here, it's able to go around in circles. So now I've got back and forth and circles right here. This is going to add a whole extra dimension to our artwork. So I need to get my paper ready. I'm going to grab another piece of paper. Spread it out underneath my pendulum. Get it nice and centered. All right. Now, I'm going to do this one in green, I think. I'm going to use a little bit of food coloring, so that way this guy is going to have a different color to it. Now, again, I'm going to want to do it at an angle when I let it go. Right now, I don't have a plug on it to pour it in. All my stuff will come right out. I'm going to take another piece of tape, put that plug on right there, give myself a little bit of green food coloring, and then a little bit of water. All right. So, remember, this is going to be our compound. It's going to move in 2 different ways. It's going to swing back and forth, and it's going to swing around. So, I'm going to give it kind of a funky little spin whenever I drop it, just to kind of see what I get. So, I'm going to kind of spin it. You guys can see, it's now dancing in crazier and even more different ways. So, this guy, instead of doing it back and forth, or kind of figure 8 shape, it's making something we call a leafage pattern. I'm going to go ahead and stop that so you can really see it, because it's pretty cool looking. Now this pattern, like I said, is called a leafage pattern. If I hold this guy up, you guys can see it can make even cooler patterns right there. I'm trying to really good to make sure you guys can see it. See how different that is? It's not just a kind of spiral looping. You can see that we end up with a repeated pattern that slowly gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Now remember, the reason why my pattern gets smaller is because my pendulum loses energy. All right. So, what do you guys think? Is that pretty fun? I have a lot of fun showing you guys that. Hopefully you guys make some amazing pendulums, make some amazing art. Let's go over some of the stuff that we learned about in the discussed today. All right. Number one, a pendulum is a weight or object that is attached to a fixed point. Whenever my pendulum swings, it has what we call a period, or the length that it will swing. That period or length is dependent upon the weight of my object, the length of my string, and the starting point. If I start it from squarely right here, it doesn't swing very much. If I start all the way up here, it'll swing all the way back and forward. I've added more energy to it. However, it slows down eventually. That's because of friction and air resistance. Remember, friction was that thing you feel whenever you fall and scrape your knee, or if you get a bad rub burn. That's oppositional to movement. Instead of that energy being used to move, that energy gets turned into heat, and it doesn't feel very good. Air resistance happens because as my pendulum swings through the air, it runs into the particles of oxygen and carbon dioxide and everything in there, and they slow it down slightly. Even though they're all very small and hard to see, they add that force that slows it down. Remember, our Newton's law of motion, the third law, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. As it bumps into the air bumps back into it. Similarly, my ball right here, as I drop it, the reaction is it hits the ground, and then the energy gets reverberated or bounced right back up. But you can see, similar to my pendulum, it gets lost as friction. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed hanging out with us here at Discovery Lab. I look forward to seeing how you guys finish up your experiments, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time. I've been Mr. Dustin.